Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Jabari Mongoose here on my Pokemon Black Randomizer Nuzlocke challenge with a new layout as well. This is something I've been working on for a few days, and I'm happy how it turned out. We'll get into my team first and then discuss more in detail. So we got BB to Celebi, Pinchy to Drapion, Macarena to Ludicolo, Loki to Zoroark, Love Song to Raichu, and Chomper to Dragon. I have no idea why that took so long. Anyway, we are using the OG team, and now today's episode we're going through Twist Mountain and getting to the next city. So yeah, I want opinions on how this background looks. The layout, or sorry, the image is a pixel art. It's not my own creation. This was someone else that I found from DeviantArt. I'm going to credit them in the description. I wanted to make sure that if I use any specific artwork that the original artist is credited, and I don't want to seem like I'm stealing anything. I honestly just really loved it and wanted to use it for this layout. But if this becomes an issue, I will resolve it immediately. But for right now, I'm happy with how this looks. I wanted to have it look more enticing than just the black background and everything, so I'm happy with how this looks. So anyway, going through, fighting some clowns on railings, and then we're going to go up to the Twist Mountain. It's actually springtime in my game, so I was expecting to go in through winter, but I've been playing this for a while, so. But first we're going to go into our rival fight with Sharon. And he doesn't have his Golem that he had for a few battles, so now he just has a Semi-Seer. And I lead with Drapion, or with Pinchy, and I decided to go in for the Toxic Spikes, which honestly, probably didn't have to do that since I know for a fact he has a Toxicroak, so that kind of just makes the Toxic Spikes useless eventually, but I went ahead and went for it. And as you can see here, not having any issues with Semi-Seer. Its main damaging move is the Burst Breath. Unfortunately, Aqua Jet did not kill. The modest nature is really showing and how much it's reducing his attack stat. So yeah, he brings out the Crocodile, which gets poisoned, so I get some use out of the Toxic Spikes. And I decide to hard switch into Ludicolo, which he's now going into Dig. Now normally this would be like a 2-hit KO, but with the Citrus Berry, and while he just has a sliver of health, I decided to go for the Fiery Dance to try to get a special attack boost, but unfortunately I did not get it. And so he brings in the Toxicroak. So I decided to pivot into Pinchy, thinking he was going to use a poison move, but instead he uses Mud Bomb, and a crit would have killed Pinchy. And I got the accuracy drop. So thinking he's going to just use another Mud Bomb, I pivot into Celebi. Because maybe at Toxicroak's level, it doesn't know a poison move naturally. I don't know. I'm just expecting it to know Poison Jab now. But we take care of it, and then all he has left is a Minun. And honestly, this right here is just 3 turns of just spamming Magical Leaf, because this Minun is actually surprisingly especially bulky. Good for it. But that's the last of Sharon's Pokemon, and everything is taken care of. Or we win, and Alder decides to jump down from the cliff. He likes doing that. And really happy because now we get the HM for Surf. So that means that Ludicolo finally knows a water move. And I opt to just get rid of Extrasensory. I figured Stun Spore, Fiery Dance, Mega Drain, Extrasensory will be perfect for it. If I have a way to give him Giga Drain, I will do that, but I don't think that's happening. Still, Mega Drain with a Shell Bell, it does what it needs to do. And now it's just going through Twist Mountain. I really speeded up here because I still wanted to... This is the huge majority of the content for today, but just some interesting stuff happens visually. First off, we get our encounter, which is a Flaffy. And I'm not upset with that. It's surprising because after I get my encounter in every route, I end up just finding a lot of legendaries. But I have not gotten a legendary since Celebi as my starter and the Fione in the Relic Castle. So a little bit disappointed I don't get to use much legendaries because I don't normally do fully chaotic randomized Nuzlocks or randomized ROM hacks. And sometimes it's fun to just embrace the chaos, but you know, I will use what is given to me. So, but I like Flaffy, I like Ampharos, and I opt to give it the nickname Beacon. That's what I usually give a nickname to any Ampharos I use in a run. Alright, so since we got our encounter, we got our super repels, and now it's time to get through this place. I hope everyone's having a good day. And, you know, let me know what you think of the layout. Again, I really like it, and I want to be using this similar kind of layout formula for any future Nuzlocks I do. Okay, so Team Plasma is obviously in the next town. We meet Professor Juniper's father again. Okay. But one last thing I'm going to do for this episode. This episode was really just a grindy episode. But the cool thing about this city is that the water here is an encounter. And again, Nidorina. I'm not upset about that. I like Nidoqueen. My brief time playing competitive Pokemon, I had a sheer force of life for, but Nidoqueen I really liked using, I really enjoyed, so. I'm familiar with Nidoqueen and I like it. So good news, we catch her. And I decide to name her Yas. But other than that, that's it for today's episode. Between this episode and episode 13, I'm going to be hunting for any items that are require me to backtrack since I have Surf. Use that to also grind my Pokemon to level 39 to get ready for the Ice Gym Leader. But next time, we'll just take on the Gym Leader and then probably start taking on Team Plasma again. So, not much commentary this time. It was a very grindy episode, but I hope people enjoyed the layout. I hope people enjoyed the Pokemon Conquest soundtrack. I'm starting to really like it a lot, but hope everyone has a good rest of their day, and I'll see you on episode 13. Bye.